Ho buddies, welcome to Borderline Games. I'm Gareth and today we're playing Beyond R Rule Ripper. Last time we found a hint that was given to us by the game master or whoever, and that's good because that means that we don't have we're not going to be killed. So I think we get a mission every hour, I think, according to Rule 9. Rule 9. Oops, I just clicked on something, but don't ignore that. Don't ignore that. Okay, so at the start of every hour, each player will be assigned a secret objective. I was given a secret objective to find a hint. So the hint was that there was a car crash and the victim survived. Now, can I see that anywhere? Newspaper clipping. The sole victim, someone who was driving the vehicle on something on the way to work, survived. However, someone had to stay in the hospital for a few days to recover from their injuries. The car crashed into a wall after something allegedly fell asleep. So they fell asleep and then they crashed. After being discharged from the hospital, the victim confessed to a lack of sleep that had lasted for several days due to overwork. So who is that, do we wonder? Who's the most sleepy? This has led to a controversy surrounding the company, the famous computing giant Something, which denies any mishandling of their workers. That was our hint. So, is our survivor the game master, the mastermind? Someone amongst the crew? We don't know. We are now going to go to another location within our little bar. Where are we going to go? I think we've only got one place to go. Let's go over to the pool table. Let's see what's happening. With some curiosity, Bill approached the group around the billiard table. It seemed like they were going to play. Oh look, great timing. The right guy for the job is here. What? I think he's referring to your name. Ah, I've actually never played. Are you serious? The owner really slipped up there. I guess. Do you play darts often? Once or twice, but not much. I'd imagine our names have some other meaning. Other meaning? Like what? Who knows? His smirk as he said that made it seem like he did know. But before Bill could press on it, you really love to leave people hanging, don't you? Is she winking at me all the time? Me, as if I owe anyone any answers. We must keep our hand well hidden, right, Poker? You're asking me because of my name? Yours seems to have a more literal reason. Well, yes to both actually. We all have our secrets, even beyond our numbers. Well, sure. Everyone has their privacy, especially when we're strangers. But some seem to have a lot more to hide than others. Is that what you're trying to say? Are you implying I know something about this game? Who knows? How fun. My answer is still the same. What answer? Dodges don't count. No comment. If I knew anything that would benefit everyone, I wouldn't hide it, if that's what's bothering you. But I will say one thing. I really doubt everyone here is as naive in this situation as they appear to be. I'm with you there. Whole thing stinks. You mean the reason we've been kidnapped? You think it wasn't random? That's another very interesting subject. Jin put her eyes on Darts, thinking, almost like she was trying to read his mind, or more realistically, as if she was trying to infer something by analysing him. Darts naturally noticed, returning the stare. A strange tension had taken form around the billiard table. It really felt like a match had started, but instead of pool, it was poker, with each player hiding their hand. Bill, however, felt as if his hand was empty. As if his only card on hand was a joker. A card he could not play, and that looked at him with a devilish smile. And no matter how hard he tried to get rid of it, it returned to haunt him. Well, do we play or not? Are you really going to play? Now? Yeah, not the most apt time for it, but that's exactly why it can help us relax, according to poker anyways. Alright, don't worry, won't be long, just a quick game. And a good chance to know each other a little better. But I'd rather not go for another game, to be honest. What's wrong with billiards? I'd rather go for another game, did she just say? I'd rather go for another game. I'm just more into strategic heavy games. Pool has some of that, but accuracy's the key. Yeah, I see, I get you. Oh, yeah? Of course, nothing like a good old mental duel 1 against 1, and physicality of billiards is a fun challenge, and having to predict the trajectory of the ball, the strength, the angle. But the real fun is in playing against the odds. Nothing tops a human variable to heat things up. What? Nothing tops a human variable to heat things up, that's for sure. Right, of course, poker will be among the all players, the one who gets it. Is this Jin talking? It says Jin, but... Right, of course, poker will be among all players, the one who gets it. Cool. Huh, happy to find another game fanatic here. Ready to try her luck? Oh, you really think I'm a fan of leaving things up to chance? That's the only option you've got if you're playing against me, girl. Alright, poker. Yeah, right. We'll see about that. I can bring a card deck right now and show you. From where? I smuggled it in. A deck? Fuck that. Free duel, I want a game that has no luck involved whatsoever. Like fencing. Why? Are you really that scared of your lack of luck? Well, look where I am. No one with any amount of luck would end up here, exactly. Yeah, yet it happened to both of us. I'd say it's a tie. In fact, maybe my luck went up with this meeting. Huh, how flattering of you, Jin. For fuck's sake. If we duel, I want a clean game, with nothing in between, and that includes luck. A pity, but oh well, if you really don't want to take any risks, that's how it is. Heh, the real risk is playing against me. Poker couldn't help but laugh, both were smiling happily, toasting with their drinks. A chess match, then? I think I saw a board around here before. Match accepted, shame it's not Go though. Go? Isn't that Chinese chess? Haha, yeah, something like that. Is it? They're similar, yeah, though still pretty different. While chess is like a battle between two armies with the goal of capturing the enemy king. Go is more like a war for land between two nations. I thought Go was like drafts or something, is it not? Wait. Isn't that the one with the Chinese characters written on the pieces? Oh, okay. Oh, no, it's not. No, dude, that's shogi. Don't get them confused. You're racist. Didn't take you for the Oriental trend type Jin. And why's that? A bit bold to call a game with more than 2,500 years of antiquity a trend, don't you think? I'm certainly bold, that's for sure. Oh, please. Alright then, pool will have to wait. You okay with that, darts? Whatever. If that's what you prefer, I won't interfere. Nice, let's go then. The two went somewhere else, leaving Bill alone with the one he'd had a bit of tension with. Darts. Wanting to avoid any antagonism between them, that seemed to be the perfect chance for a calm chat to make peace. That's what he hoped for anyways, but it all hinged on Darts. It was very evident that their positions on the game were quite far apart, even opposite to each other, so a mutual understanding could be unreachable. He had to find what Dart's goal was, if he was really going to play the game or it was all a bluff. Still haven't given up? No. Commendable. What are your intentions? I don't understand what you're doing. Do you plan to kill? No. The game is interesting, but I'm not aiming for victory either. Really? I see why you'd think that, I suppose. Still, my intention wasn't to sabotage your plan. Simply put, I believed it was impossible to make everyone join together with a simple promise of cooperation. I couldn't help questioning you, but I was just being honest. My viewpoint is somewhat different, but we are both looking for something more than just survival. In that sense, I see you as a potential ally. Don't believe me? I'm not quite sure. I guess I was a bit too aggressive. Well, basically, you're looking for a way to save everyone. Yes. And I'm looking for something beyond. Beyond R. Beyond what? Beyond the game, obviously. Tell me, Billiards. Are you with them? Huh? With them? I could take that as a no, but it's not that simple. Who do you think is the culprit? Whoever put us here? No idea. Avoiding the question. What? No, it's just... I don't know. The message said the owner, but it would make more sense if it was more than one person. We barely have any info. Oh, wrong person. That was Billiards, was it? Yes, it was. Never mind. Barely, you say? I see. I mean, barely as in we can only theorize. If I just slipped up. Right. Anything else? Before my chin falls off? No? I see. Darts turned around, ready to leave. Wait, explain yourself. Darts stopped and slowly turned around, staring at him. If your intentions are genuine, listen well. There's only one way to beat them, and it's not what you're proposing. They have the advantage, for now. Though not everything is lost, not as long as we have an ace up our sleeves. What ace? Tell me. Oh, right. Wouldn't be up any sleeve if you could tell me. Exactly. I don't mistrust you, but I also can't guarantee that you're not one of them. If I manage to confirm it, we'll talk. Wait, why did you ask me if I was with them? Nobody would admit nobody would admit it if they were. Simple. I wanted to see your reaction. I know it's a dangerous tactic that puts my life at risk, but all our lives are already in danger anyway. One more thing. Always doing a Columbo. You asked if I was with them, our captors. Does that mean you think one of us is with them? For now, make your own conclusions. Oh, he got closer to him again. invading his personal space, and whispered, "I love you. But don't talk about this conversation to anyone. Even I could be one of them. I'm not, of course, but keep that mindset. Don't trust anyone too much. Unless you're absolutely sure of their innocence. And one last thing. Oh, he's doing a Columbo. There's already someone coming for me. If you sense or find anything, I would appreciate if you tell me. It would raise my confidence in you. And if you are with them, consider this a declaration of war. Though I highly doubt that's the case." And then he ran back over to the other side of the room. Both took a step back, almost timed. Almost choreographed. That's all for now. He wanted to stop him again, but Bill was too disturbed to do so. Where to next? Have we got anywhere else to go? I thought that was everything. I guess it must be. It was now 1:32. Still some time left for the second council. The objective had been taken care of, but he couldn't relax too much. He had to get ready. The first council had been too chaotic, and even though in the end it wasn't all bad, it had merely been a first step. Number 2's life was in danger, and even if it wasn't, that person could act, feeling threatened. Or it could be him. He had to overcome that obstacle, the lack of knowledge on his number, as soon as possible. Thanks to his data, he'd already ruled out many possibilities, but the ones remaining might not go down as easily. It would all depend on the data he got, on the next hours. He didn't want to rely so much on luck. Again and again he looked at the contents of his barman, in search of any mention of his number. He was sure it had to be somewhere, but no luck. No dice. Was there a reason, or did nobody know their numbers? That would make the game too complicated. It would make no sense from the owner's perspective. And if that was the case, it'd be unlikely for nobody to mention it. Maybe he should ask someone in private, with no intention of playing seriously. It wasn't a big risk, or was it? It was then that his barman, still in his hand, started to vibrate. Huh? It was a small vibration, barely making any noise, but that could be clearly felt by touching it. Its meaning was made clear by looking at the screen. Message received. 8. Messaging is only allowed when responding to a received message, requiring a coherent response in less than 10 minutes after being sent unless a council is underway. So someone has sent a message, so it could be from number 8 or it could be from the owner. He quickly went into messaging until then empty, which now contained one thing. What's this? Who are you? 8 had spoken. With the possibility of being 8 out. 8 had spoken. With the possibility of being 8 out, now only 2 options remained. His number could wait for now. However. That conversation was more urgent. The message's brevity was quite striking. It made sense, though. The messages didn't show any names, only the number, so being brief and to the point seemed to be a good way to avoid being identified. Unfortunately, his own number didn't appear, nor could he check every chat room without breaking Rule 8. I have 10 minutes to answer, but I should get it done now. You should do it discreetly, though. Surely they'll be trying to work out who I am. Like, who answered the phone? Who answered the tablet? That seemed to be a perfect chance to reveal his problem without revealing his identity. But before that, he checked his surroundings. Vodka, cigar, piano and cocktail were still drinking and chatting on the counter with no one else around. Could one of them be 8? Writing short messages without being suspected wasn't too difficult, as everyone carried their barman and frequently checked in. I'll quickly go over here, at the toilets. just in case, he decided to go into the bathroom, where he could write without being seen. Once there, after some thinking, he finally wrote his answer. What's he gonna say? Don't know. Most likely not the answer 8 was expecting. And indeed, the response didn't take long. Amnesia. I don't know my number. That's impossible. What's my number? He waited for several minutes, but no response was coming. That exchange seemed to have left Rule 8 speechless. So some people do know their numbers. It can't be. It was truly strange. Clearly, 8 knew their own number, otherwise no message would be sent, and the rest should know too. Why wasn't it in his barman? If it was simply badly designed, and it was hard to find, 8 wouldn't have been so shocked. Shocked to the point of thinking it was more likely that he didn't know his own name, amnesia, than that he didn't know his number. Oh, okay, I understand that sentence now. There was something else he noticed. While being concise made sense, asking his name so bluntly expecting an answer was quite pointless. The rule only forced him to give a coherent answer, not to answer questions, and especially with no obligation to tell the truth. Maybe 8 just wanted a reaction, make him talk, but it didn't seem to be the best strategy. He wanted to ask, but sadly the rule only allowed for responses, which he had already done. If 8 didn't talk to him again, he couldn't say anything else. After some time waiting for a response, and none arriving, he got out of the bathroom. The uncertainty appeared to have increased. However, thanks to that conversation, he could be pretty certain that his number was either 2 or 6. Remind me? So 2 is you must remain inside the Golden Jack. In an accusal, the person with the accused number will have to abstain from voting. If a majority is reached but the chosen person is incorrect, those who voted for that person will be able to vote for them again. Okay. Too much time had been lost with that conversation. It was already 1:40. Just 5 minutes left for the start of the council. And the only thing he'd accomplished was surviving for another hour and getting closer to his number. He'd have to improvise again. Without wasting any time, he ran to the same area, where they'd done the first one. Some were already there, waiting. Right on time, I see. Yeah, I guess. He sat on the same spot as last time. Where are the others? Poker, gin, lime, and coffee were still missing. Oh, Poker and Gin said they were going to play chess. Really? Yes, I can confirm it. That's what they told me, at least. And I saw Lime lying on the sofa. Oh yes, me too. I hope she didn't fall asleep. That would be the worst. Should I go look for them? No need. You already did enough for us back at the counter. Let's hope they're responsible enough to remember. Old barman's having an alarm. Their problem. If the girl fell asleep, I wouldn't put much faith on that waking her up. I know from experience, few things can wake me. We get the idea, old fart. Alright, darts. The building could collapse and I still wouldn't get up. Nothing like some good sleep. Are they here now? Oh, Coffee's here. Coffee came at that time, speechless as usual. She sat in her seat, raising her hand as her only greeting, like a student raising their arm at roll call, though much less enthusiastically. Not that they could blame her, nobody wanted to be there either. Only 2 minutes left. Maybe we actually should go look for them. He tried not to worry too much, but as the moment approached, it was hard not to. Losing someone for breaking a rule as basic as attending the council will be horrible. Lime is in the house! But finally, Lime arrived alongside Jin, just in time. Are we missing somebody? We haven't got Poker, have we? Just in time. And there's Darts. Oh, but Darts was already here. Weren't you with Poker? I was, yeah. Right, but not anymore. We played a couple of times, but finished a while ago. Wasn't going to be doing that for the whole hour, please. Good thing, Genevieve came to my rescue. Like a prince, waking up the sleeping beauty. Then you really fell asleep on the sofa. That's a secret. Yeah, right. Got lucky that I happened to pass by. Fine. Mea culpa, c'est la vie. Both sat on their spots, only Poker remained with only a minute left. Luckily, he appeared a few seconds later, in a hurry, sitting quickly. Sorry, got distracted. What the hell were you doing? Investigating, duh. You almost missed the train. Did you find something at least? I wish. 1:45. All the barmans turned on, showing the council warning. The time had arrived again. It felt quick, like they'd just finished the first one. The situation wasn't desperate yet, but time advanced without mercy. Their pact wasn't enough, and it would break as if a solution wasn't found. It didn't seem possible at that point, so we had to focus on making sure everyone was kept calm. With that goal in mind, the council started. Beyond our Rule Ripper. Cool. Here we are again. Where do we start? I'm guessing Rule 3. Yeah, best to have it done first. Rule 3 being... In each council, one player will have to say their number publicly. Lying is allowed, but without repeating a number, until all have been declared. If a lie is proven, the liar must declare their real number. Whose turn is it? Me. Not happy about it, but that's what was decided. Don't worry, I have no intention of running away. Not when it's for everyone's sake. Don't worry, just say any number and you'll be fine. Cigar sighed. Took a breath, and after a few seconds... My number is 7. When data is revealed to others, no part can be omitted or faked. Oh, so she might be faking something. And each player can only unlock 1 data per hour. Silence took control until Bill hurried to put an end to that tension. Okay, we're safe. Never imagined a number could be such a big deal. She's French, by the way. Right, because as we all know, numbers aren't important in life. Please. Not in mine. Well, money maybe. And other stuff, I don't know. You aren't rich, are you? More like the opposite, really. Most of you probably know what that's like, I'd say. Goddamn money. Always been a problem. Whoa. Whoa. Accusal initiated against Rule 7. Write the name you wish to accuse. Whoa. That message suddenly appeared in the barman, along with an alarm. Who was responsible? They'd been too distracted talking to know. Everyone had their barman on hand. It could have been anyone. One of them had broken that peace. Their pact. Most wanted to scream, especially Bill, but had to cover their mouths. The rules forbid speech during an accusation. Now he had to trust the rest would keep the pact, that they wouldn't vote Cigar. Unfortunately, that betrayal could cause a domino effect. Cigar had her gaze fixed on her barman, as if entranced. She was clearly in shock. According to Rule 6, the number being accused had to abstain from voting, thanks to his data. However, he was certain that his number wasn't number 7. Had Cigar given one of the numbers he was sure, or had Cigar given one of the numbers he was unsure of, he would have had to abstain as a precaution. I have to write a name. Anyone but Cigar or me. Thankfully, knowing it wasn't his number meant he didn't need to abstain as a precaution. With a pulsating heart and sweaty hands, he went for Jin, the shorter's name, until a sudden thought stopped him. There was a chance that the others would think the same and choose Jin. If she got the most votes and it happened to be correct, it'd be a catastrophic mistake. He had to be extremely careful. Human lives were on the line. In the end, he chose poker. His fears about Jin ended up being unnecessary, because as soon as he wrote the first 2 letters, the remaining ones were auto-completed. Either way, his choice had already been made, and we're going to find out the result of this vote next on Borderline Games. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Beyond Our Rule Ripper, and I'll see you next time. Have a good evening. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.